Thank you for coming by Tori Magoo 44. It is Halloween 2011, October 31st, and Halloween is always a good day for me. It's one of my favorite days of the year, and it's a really good day today. I'm going to put a link in here of the Village Voice and what was written. I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. This is a message to Katie Holmes. Now, I've done a few messages. I did one to John Travolta and had a ton of radio stations that called me afterwards. I did one on Louis Farrakhan that ended up on television. Anyway, this is a message to Katie Holmes. Katie, even if she isn't listening, if one of her friends can get this message to her, I would greatly appreciate it. In this article, it says she has found out from, I believe, reading the Village Voice, some of the sneaky, creepy things that the Church of Scientology does, and has thus left Tom. Now, whether she did or not, she may not have. But this is a message letting her know they absolutely 100% do these creepy things. That's why all of us are out. You think of people that are out. Why did Michael Fairman leave? Because of these creepy things. When you find out about them, you're kind of like, no, I didn't get into Scientology to stop free speech, right? I'll tell you a very personal one for me. In '85, I was helping the church. They hired me, and I was, not a staff. I was a hired person helping set up Dianetic interviews to get Dianetics to #1. That was odd in itself. I was getting paid $1,000 a week in '85, working part-time, right? But I was opening up tons of accounts, so they were paying me, right? And our PR is Ron's public relations office. The goal is to make sure Ron's name is always perfect. There's nothing bad said about him, right? And I was kind of with the program. I'm a real true believer. I'm calling up. I'm setting up interviews, da-da-da-da. And all of a sudden, the radio station started saying, no. We want to talk to L. Ron Hubbard Jr. And I'm like, what? And yeah, he co-authored a book, Messiah, L. Ron Hubbard, Messiah or Madman. And I'm like, what? And so I talked to the executives, and I'm like, how can this be? And they go, Tori, go home. Come back tomorrow. We'll show you what's going on. So I go home. I come back the next day. They have a notarized thing from L. Ron Hubbard Jr. I never co-authored this book. I have no problems with my father. Thank you very much, L. Ron Hubbard Jr. stamped with a notary. And I'm like, that's got to be fact, right? So at that point, I thought that was true. And I looked at the executives and said, how can this be? And they said, we've been telling you critics of Scientology are liars. And that's proof of it, right? And for me, it was. I stayed from '85 to 2000. I woke up in 2000. It took a long time. But I was very insulated, probably like you are. They really handled any upsets, da-da-da-da. In 2000, I met the author of the book, Ben Corridan, and I asked him what happened to Nibs, L. Ron Hubbard Jr. And he said they paid him off in 24 hours, millions of dollars, and he left. And it was just like, you don't think of that when you're in the Church of Scientology. You just don't think that they would be doing something like that, but they do. And they do fair game. They do look in people's trash. I know it because they've done stuff with me personally. I stood up in court saying they don't do fair game against Margaret Singer, saying that's a lie, we canceled it, that's it. Yes, they wrote a cancellation on it, but did that really cancel fair game? No. At the bottom of the cancellation, it says this does not apply to suppressive people. So people like me, I don't know if you've seen these or not anymore because they used to hang them up, but they don't anymore, but this is a suppressive person declare. My married name was Tori Bazazian. They declare you suppressive, right? And on the back, I know Tommy Davis has said there's no more disconnection. Well, here's what the church says. Her only terminal is the International Justice Chief via the Continental Justice Chief. That's it. That's in writing. That's what they say. So none of my 30-year friends have spoken to me in 11 years. My husband of 27 years has not spoken to me. And these are minor compared to people who've lost their children and have never spoken to their children. My dear friend Ida Cameron died with her son having gotten into Scientology, never talked to her in 30 years, and she's gone now. How sad is that? So I want you to know, whatever is happening with you and Tom, all I ask is that you read, look, listen. Here is, I'm going to show you the books. Here's L. Ron Hubbard, Messiah or Madman. That piece of paper was because they did a restraining order on the book. And so on the cover, so he's showing that and explaining it and saying they're still going to get the book out, which they have. And it's on the internet. You can Google it and read it if you want to. This is another really good one that came out recently, Inside Scientology by Janet Reitman, who works for the Rolling Stone magazine. Very thorough, very good. But I recommend you start reading, start learning, because all of us who've been in the Church of Scientology have one thing in common. No, we don't want to hear that. We don't want to look at that. That's N theta. No. The opposite is you do want to look at it. You do want to learn it. Learn everything. Find out about both sides, and then you can make up your own mind. And then you can really make up your own mind, and it'll be yours. I mean, remember Jessica between you and Tom? Before you got married, there was that lady Jessica Feshbach. The Feshbachs, I think they've left. But anyway, Jessica's still in, I believe, on staff. She was running a program reporting to David Miscavige on you, and to make sure that Katie was happy. Katie was going to, if there's anything that she saw, that it's handled. That's what they do. They did an entire 23-step program on me that Marty Rathbun has shared with me from 2006, saying Slimer with the media, Slimer on the internet, get her fired from her job, including hiring private investigators to join my work. I mean, it was just unbelievable, the stuff that they'll go through. It still blows my mind to this day, that they still do the knucklehead things they do, but they do. And for you, definitely read, look, listen, learn both sides. Okay? That's my message. And to everyone, have a wonderful and a safe, happy Halloween. All right? Peace out. I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.